We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. Yeah, this is Everton Blender. And it's all about the young police from Jamaica, seeing Young Police Channel. Big up yourself, Everton Blender said that. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of.
Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police Channel. To our loyal viewers and subscribers, at the channel we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because it saves lives. That is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives on this channel. We at this channel aid criminals, their financiers, their supporters, enablers, and the likes with a passion, and we do not want them over here. Yes, let us repeat ourselves. We do not want any criminal supporters over here. Please, we do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes, or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you, the criminal supporters, enablers, financiers, and all the likes, to go to prison or madness. Let me repeat myself. We at the Jamaica Young Police Channel, we do not want the criminal supporters and their circle over here. We want you to go to prison or madden. Moving on to our video. Yeah.
LCD, you're looking at a man. Your man is a Jamaican and he goes by the name Javon Pinnock. And you know Javon Pinnock, he's wanted for the murder of Javon Jamison, aka Blingers. And you know Blingers was a Jamaican in the United States of America, law-abiding citizen who believed in the rule of law, and he wasn't doing anything illegal or inappropriate in America. And this man, because he feel like he can do anything and get away with it, killed this young man. So now that he's wanted, we want you, wherever you see him, please call 119, let the police know that he's wanted in New York, in Queens, for the murder of this young man. And so that they can extradite him, or if he put up any form of resistance, they can send him to departure alone. That would be justice. So we're appealing, we're begging you, please use your conscience, decency, ethics, and your humanity. Yes, we are a human family. We over at the Jamaica Young Police Channel say informer for live and gunman for dead. And we say that without no apologies. So moving on to today's. Yeah, so today I'm going to let you listen to our video. You know that right now we are in the this thing that is happening right now in Jamaica. Some people that say it's a hot potato. So you know that thick man, yeah man, who's a JLP bad man, Dan, him same name, Daddy Badness. Yeah, and if you, those of you who can think would realize the difference between the PMP and the JLP when they are in power. Thick man, as a Labour right, feel as he's untouchable because his party was in power, so he can diss the police and diss politicians and the likes. Some people tell us the reason why he was sent to the departure lounge, because them know the police, them know him travel with him strapped. Them man left them gun, you know. I mean, a bad man, them not left them gun. So they will tell you that Tipman was an untouchable gunman because his government is in power. Unlike the PMP. When the PMP in power, their Dan's rule supreme. Yeah man, them rule supreme. Do anything with them want. Get a government contract than have Van Bulby Bennett. People not gonna tell you that because them know some most Jamaicans have short attention span. That's why they don't like us at the Jamaica Young Police Channel. Because we tell you the truth. We no defend criminal of no stripes. So we must proudly support the security forces. So you're going to hear, yeah man, this is a video you're going to hear where Senator Peter Bunting condemning our security force members. Yeah, man. Call them some of the worst names you can think of. Call the police them as much as terrorists. Say police are terrorize them supporters. Because you have to understand, you know, the only thing that the PNP know to create are criminals like chinks. And the reason why we are telling you that we are from the belly of the beast, born and raised in a Jonestown and concrete jungle. So the guy can't tell me nothing. At 2 hours left. And any guy want to say anything, as we Chronic last say, only got lava truth so no matter. Hey, I tell you that the PNP guy know, hey, still you know. You see anytime a man a drown, him hold on to even a straw. Them realize that the people don't want anything to do with them, so that's why them going out at a limb and already know for use violence going back to the 1970s. So that's why them promote all kind of things, so them appeal to the people, them the worst of the worst in a Jamaican society. As the one where you see we show earlier, the one where tell the Prime Minister and the security force they might kill them. Yes, that's how we reach. So you're about to witness a display, yeah man, the video. So as we tell you before, and this is on a TikTok, you know, this is on like goldfish attention span channel, you know. So if you expect say, so oh boy, if it's too long, you're on the wrong channel. Period. Teacher teach and student learn. You understand? Teacher learn from student. That's why when you're in a class, when I talk the one when in a class and I back a class, when you're in the class and the teacher teach, that's why you have this discussion. Because the teacher wants to pick your brain. So that is what we do over here. So that's why you make your comment in the comment section. Or you call the Jamaica Young Police channel, and if you want a dissenting views, yeah man, you call and you tell me, say, hey, this you're wrong about this, or you understand, or you correct it. The first person to do such thing was a woman named Mai. Yeah man, Mai is Duke wife. That a bad man police Keith Trinity Gardner's sister-in-law. Yeah. So we're moving on. So you're going to hear now Bunting as he launches into a tirade condemning the actions of Jamaica's security force. In his speech, he not only vilified our hard-working police officers, but also cast the alleged killer, whose name we chose not to mention, in a sympathetic light. Surrounding him are other officials of the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, including Rear Admiral Raymond Price, all openly showing their unwavering support for the accused killer, rather than the brave men and women of the Jamaican security force. So this kind of behavior is indicative of a broader pattern. These individuals are quick to rally behind criminals and offer their support publicly, but they are conspicuously absent when it comes to expressing solidarity with the families of police officers or soldiers who have been brutally murdered in the line of duty. You will not see Peter Bunting-GOLDING, Rear Admiral Raymond Price, or their allies standing on the steps of the home of a fallen law enforcement officer or a vigil honoring their sacrifices. Instead, their efforts seem focused on aligning themselves with those accused of heinous crimes, often at the expense of our security forces, reputation and morale. So this double standard sends a dangerous message to the nation that the lives of our law enforcement officers are undervalued, and the efforts of those risking their lives to protect Jamaica are not respected. Because the only people these people respecting are criminals. Yes, the security forces are an essential pillar of any society, and their sacrifices should be met with gratitude, not public condemnation, especially when they are upholding the rule of law in a nation grappling with rampant crime and violence. The actions of these PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization officials also reflect a deeper systemic issue by publicly supporting accused criminals, they undermine not only the justice system but also the trust and moral of those tasked with protecting Jamaica. Such behavior emboldens criminals while further isolating the police and the military, who are already operating under difficult and dangerous circumstances. If the leadership of the country sides with those accused of criminality rather than the individual risking their lives to enforce law and order, the balance of power tilts towards chaos. It is time for Jamaicans to take note of these glaring hypocrisies and hold such leaders accountable. If they cannot stand with the families of slain police officers and soldiers, if they cannot champion the cause of law enforcement and law and order, then their allegiances are clear, and their priorities must be questioned. Let us demand better from those in position of influence and authority. Let us demand that they stand on the side of justice, law, and the people of Jamaica, not with those who seek to destroy it. So, in this video, you're going to hear Peter Bunting did not call the policeman's name. I will tell him name Jason McKay. Jason McKay, when it suit the PMP, them love him when him kill the labor gunman them over Gregory Park. But anytime him kill one of theirs, no, him an activist. Remember, you know, Jason McKay. I will tell you, Jason McKay is friends with Charge Badness. Yes. And all these people, who say friends, him and them talk. We don't know if it's because them a bad man or what. We don't say them they are to cook out together. But we know that at one point in time, he had recovered a gun from at a football event, and Chalice gave him some money, allegedly based on information received and obtained. We don't really buy that story because Jason McKay is not the kind of police we need money. Them man have money, a rich police that, yeah. Them man they rich like Walter Grant. Them man they drive Range Rover and all of these things. You can't question them man they involved in drugs. But you know, because there's so many things going on in Jamaica right now, and you know, say any day, as we said before, and I will say it again, the government has been playing with fire, and they might get burned. Because the guns are there, you know. Some of the guns are compound town, they are stored, and I'm ready to use them. Warwick Hill, I'm ready to use them. South Clarendon, them ready to use them. The PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, them have a logistic system that's better than none. So they're planning, you know, so blood is going to run, you know. So a historical perspective and harmful legacy of the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization in Jamaica. Jamaica, once celebrated as a land of peace, beauty and unity, now finds itself in the grip of fear, violence and lawlessness, an era that has been significantly shaped by the actions of the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization. This group, through its political and criminal alliances, have fundamentally undermined the fabric of Jamaican society. A glaring example of this erosion can be seen in Manchester, a parish once known for its serenity and harmony, now transformed into a battlefield of chaos and despair, largely due to the action of Peter Bunting-GOLDING and his close ally Kevin Tilibar Roberts. That I see a man we brought in the man from Haiti to kill the Prime Minister, Guy Phillippe, Kevin Tilibar Roberts. When I ask you, when I say no allege, I tell you, I tell you. Show me an honest criminal. So the fall of Manchester, a legacy of guns and violence. Manchester was once the beacon of tranquility, renewed for its picturesque landscape and safe communities. Families thrive, businesses flourish, and children play freely in the streets. But under the influence of Peter Bunting-GOLDING and Kevin Tilibar Roberts, this peaceful haven has been shattered. The allegations of their involvement in facilitating the distribution of illegal firearms to violent actors have created a culture of lawlessness that has destabilized the region. So we know the goldfish them ask, warm to the video. You have to just wait. I will tell us over here, so you know it's not. Over here is not for the goldfishes. You understand? This is not TikTok. Yeah, over here says a total different thing when you come out the Jamaica Young Police Channel. This is a place where we inspire people for them to aspire to be them better self. You understand? So community that once pride themselves on unity and trust now live in fear of gang violence, extortion and criminal retribution. The infiltration of illegal firearms does not only increase the murder rate, but also destroy the livelihood of countless residents. Murder happening in Manchester when that never happened before. We tell you anywhere the PMP them feel like them feel like them cannot control or win, them use terrorism and terrorize the people them with violence, use the fear factor. That's why you have so many murder in Manchester. The infiltration of firearm has not only increased the murder rate but also destroyed the livelihood of countless residents, forcing families to abandon their homes in search of safety. Manchester, which was one of the most peaceful parish, Hanover, when I was police, Hanover sent me a report on them place, and Trelawney, you know have murder. I PMP criminal organization anywhere. Them come like, may I tell you, say like Ebola. Anywhere you allow them a little foot in the community, them destroyed. That's why we are telling people them are Portland, Isaac Buchanan. You make certain, you know. Hey, the police them, you know, I tell you, you know, make certain every time that guy they are coming in or the vehicle, them, you know, search them, you know. Because the only thing that the PMP know for create are criminals. Them breed criminals like chinks. I am from a PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization community. I don't like the killing of my brothers and my sisters. For what? For power? For some big belly white guy? Or for some guy got parliament? For make money for themselves and them family? Nobody not going to politics because they want to make your life better. Them say it. Right now the only time we ever see it at the Prime Minister amount of house when give it. We don't support it, but a theme policy that no other government never do anything like this, like what this guy here do. And him not borrow money to do it. So he must be doing something right for the country. Why? You understand? So this transformation did not occur overnight. It is a result of a deliberate strategy to consolidate power by enabling criminal elements to thrive. The PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization has perverted the heart of weaponizing fear to dominate this and silence communities. Where governance and progress should prevail, they unleash their network of violent producers to maintain control. These operatives harm and embolden terrorize law-abiding citizens, ensuring that dissent is quashed and their political machinery remains unchallenged. This strategy is not confined to Manchester. Across Jamaica, the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization has systematically undermined the rule of law, replacing it with the reign of terror that leaves communities paralyzed. I was reading an article where 2 men in a Portmore killed 3 kids. I'm going to do a video about it, and the men received 14 years in 2001. You know which government was in power then? 2001. And the PMP them do that. 3 kids, and none of the men received death or life imprisonment. 12 and 14 years, so 3 lives. And at this party people are run behind. Destructive, them don't value your life. All them care about your vote numbers. Their methods are clear. Violence is used not as a last resort, but as a first tactic to achieve political and criminal dominance. The hypocrisy of Peter Bunting-GOLDING and his allies. Perhaps the most troubling aspect of this organization is its hypocrisy. Peter Bunting-GOLDING, a man who once held a position of power in government, has repeatedly demonstrated where his loyalties lies. When violent criminals are killed by law enforcement, he and his associates are quick to condemn the police, offering public condolences to the families of these so-called victims. That are criminal them are look out for. They portray these individuals as martyrs, often ignoring their long record of terrorizing innocent Jamaicans. Contrast this with their reactions to the death of police officers and soldiers, individuals who put their lives on the line daily to protect the nation. When these heroes are killed in the line of duty, Peter Bunting and his allies remain silent. They do not visit grieving families, attend funerals, or acknowledge the sacrifice made by these brave men and women. But you see them in front row of a damn funeral like Willie Agard, Tony Welch. The selective outrage sends a clear message. Their sympathies lies not with the protectors of the nation, but with the destroyers. The glorification of criminality, the action of the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization highlights a deeper cultural problem in Jamaica. The glorification of criminals at the expense of law and order, by aligning themselves with violent actors and painting them as victims. They embolden others to follow the same destructive path. This distortion of value undermines the very foundation of justice and morality. The glorification of criminals not only alienate law-abiding citizens but also demoralizes the security forces tasked with upholding the rule of law. We remember when Peter Bunting was security minister and the people them at De La Vega City complained about one policeman named Alpha Dog. Alpha Dog is a crime fighter. Guess what people them say? Alpha Dog a labor right. Alpha Dog is a police officer. Alpha Dog never linked to no one other as other police. He was as a crime fighter. But he knew the players, the troublemakers, and their headquarters was in De La Vega City. At the time when Ellington was commissioner of police, they transferred him immediately. Because the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization supporters, voters and activists in De La Vega City requested that they transfer this policeman, and they did. So what the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization done, it creates an environment where crime is normalized and the voices of those seeking justice are drowned out by the rhetoric of those who seek power at any cost. A call to action for our Jamaicans. Jamaicans, especially those in Manchester, must rise above this culture of fear and intimidation. It's time to demand accountability from leaders like Peter Bunting-GOLDING and Kevin Tilibar Roberts, who have facilitated the descent of peaceful communities into chaos. Jamaicans must refuse to accept the normalization of violence and the glorification of criminals. This fight is not just about restoring law and order. It's about reclaiming the soul of a nation. Manchester is indeed all of Jamaica. Deserve leaders who prioritize safety, community building, and progress over power and control. A vision for a better Jamaica. As a nation, we must return to the principle of justice, morality, and respect for the rule of law. We must reject leaders who exploit violence for political gain and demand governance that uplift and empower communities. The people of Jamaica deserve better. They deserve to live in peace, free from fear of violence and intimidation. I, Christopher Porter, born and raised in the belly of the beast, Jonestown and Concrete Jungle, Kingston 12. No country guy can't tell me nothing. Well, I know I run off on the mountain and I know nothing. I see it for myself. I saw when 2 police officers issued M16 rifle and pistols to men at the corner of Love Street and Price Street in Jonestown, right beside Jonestown Primary, marked police vehicle. Most of them don't even know, because that emblem that used to be on the police vehicle is the PMP. Take it off. We have the Jamaican, the coat of arms, and the vehicle. Them must take it off because them say it can't, you understand, and turn all of the vehicle them from black to white, because them want the criminal to see it from far. When the vehicle they were black, criminals even have fear of losing their lives because them could not see the vehicle. But they make it deliberate so the criminal them can't see the police vehicle from a mile. We don't fight crime, man. We are fight a culture. I have witnessed firsthand the destructive influence of criminality on my community. It is time for us to stand together, reject the divisive and destructive tactics of the PMP LGBTQ+ criminal organization, and work towards a future where Jamaica can once again be the beacon of peace and prosperity. Let us honor the sacrifice of our police officers, uplift our community, and ensure that justice prevails for all Jamaicans. Yeah, so we're making a listen now to Peter Bunting-GOLDING, what he's saying about our police officer. He did not call him name, but we know he's talking Jason McKay, Jason McKay, who one of the baddest district council in the island of Jamaica, bad police. And we are tell Jason, say, watch your back, you can't just no shut off of that. So you watch, you listen, and you decide.
With the communities, you can see that they've been building trust, and the results in these two zones of St. Catherine South reflect that they're making progress. What was disturbing, however, was that in a number of communities we kept getting reports of operational teams from outside those zones. In particular, we kept getting reports of a particular district constable who has what I would describe as a fascist approach to policing, and that team has been a number of operations where there have been police fatal shootings. They're known to be bullying communities, and we really are calling for a special investigation by the High Command and by INDICOM of the activities of this special police squad. We are right here now at a home where a young man was killed in a police operation. Man answered, it is reported to us by the community that the man answered the door with a baby in his hand, and there was dozens of police on that operation. He was directed to hand over the baby to the mother. The mother was sent in the bathroom, and shortly after she heard explosions, and that was it for that young man. The community insists that he was not involved in any wrongdoing, and this is the type of action that undermines the professional police officers who day and night are doing a good job to build trust, but it only takes one suspicious fatal shooting to undermine all the work that the dedicated police officers have done. So we are making ourselves available to the community in a town hall meeting as we wrap up the tour, and we will continue to listen to the concerns of the community members. We are going to, in our respective capacities, make representation to both the police high command and to INDICOM, letting them know the feedback we've got from the communities, and notwithstanding the progress that has been made, it's a fragile progress. And St. Catherine South has 2 or 3 times the number of murders at this time of the year, of this year versus last year. I believe they had 3 last year. This year they've gone 10. Fortunately for Portmore zones, most of those took place in either the Old Harbour zone or Central Village zone. But whatever progress has been made is fragile. Sustainable success in reducing violent crime is going to be based on trust in the police by the citizens of the respective communities. And so
so you have heard Peter Bunting-GOLDING, a prominent figure aligned with the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, openly disrespect the police while giving unwarranted credibility to the baby mother of a known killer. His actions are not just reckless, but also emblematic of a larger issue: the continued undermining of Jamaica's law enforcement and justice system by individuals and groups who align themselves with criminal elements. So let me share a personal story that underscores the dangers of this distorted narrative and length to which some communities will go to shield wrongdoers. Years ago in the 1990s, the middle of the 1990s, I, Chris Porter, found myself at the center of a life-threatening situation that could have easily landed me in prison. It's all began when a violent altercation erupted in Kingston 13, a commonly heavily influenced by the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization. A man with 6 wounds to his body, and I witnessed the man being attacked by another man. His injuries were inflicted by another individual who had been terrorizing the community. So the man who received the 6 wounds to his body, I was riding down Walton Park Road going towards Chisholm Avenue when I saw this man run out of 33 lane and inflicted these wounds on the man. As an officer sworn to protect life and property, I told the man to drop the weapon, and he turned around, and the rest is history. I had to chase the man who received the injuries. His name is Orlos. Run him down and catch him down by 37 lane. So this man received his injury, and he was able, I dropped the police bike, he was able to run from between 33 and 35 lane and I held him, pick up the weapon, chased him and held him. And police came and took him to hospital. Bike was still in the road, on the side of the road. People them start to block the road. Says an innocent youth, me shoot. They blocked the road, and about 40 people gave statements against yours truly at Unspear, stating that the man whom I had to defend myself from was an innocent man, and that the weapon, I was the one that planted the weapon on him. That was in 1994, 95 thereabout, when Colonel Trevor Macmillan was Commissioner of Police. At the time, when Macmillan was Commissioner of Police, once you were involved in a shooting as a police officer, automatically they would send you on suspension. That did not happen in my case, because my witness was a complainant. So I did what I had to do to save the man's life, knowing full well that had he died under my watch, the same community that harbored him would have turned against me. So on the day, approximately 40 residents of Kingston 13, emboldened by the protection they received from the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, blocked the roads in outrage, not because justice had been served or because peace had been restored, but because they were determined to defend someone who has caused untold pain and suffering in their community. These same people, some of the most notorious liars on earth, would have twisted the narrative to suit their agenda, portraying me as the aggressor and the criminal as the victim. Not a single one of these people were arrested and charged for giving a false statement. 40 people. If you see the file that stack up against me, 40 people. And it was just my statement and the man, all those that survive against theirs. So you see the power of the truth. That's why I can't like these. These people are the worst of the worst in our society. Had it not been for God's intervention in saving all those, says life, I would likely have been in prison today. Not for any wrongdoing, but because of the pervasive culture of lies and lawlessness perpetrated by these communities. This experience is a stark reminder of how dangerous it is to underestimate the length to which these individuals will go to protect their own, even at the expense of truth and justice. Peter Bunting and his allies, through their words and actions, have only emboldened these communities by publicly disrespecting the police and giving credence to the narrative spun by the families associated of known criminals. They undermine the very foundation of law and order. Their selective outrage and misplaced sympathies not only demoralizes law enforcement officers, but also send a dangerous message to the nation that criminals can act with impunity, knowing they have powerful allies who will defend them at every turn. Jamaicans must wake up to this reality. The PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization and its figurehead, like Peter Bunting-GOLDING, do not represent the interests of law-abiding citizens. They represent chaos, fear, and erosion of justice. Their actions serve only to destabilize communities, protect criminals, and vilify the very people who risk their lives to keep Jamaica safe. I urge every Jamaican to stand with the police and reject the toxic influence of those who align themselves with criminals. We must hold individuals like Peter Bunting-GOLDING accountable for their actions and demand leaders who prioritize justice, safety, and the well-being of our communities over political expediency and criminal alliances. Let my story serve as a warning and a call to action. The truth must prevail, and the police must be supported in their efforts to restore peace and order to our beloved Jamaica. Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica Young Police Channel out.